Hi everyone. As I mentioned in my introduction to Module 2, I thought you might like seeing some of my favorite interventions I have used in treatment. I love to be creative and I love to incorporate art and creativity into my treatment options. The interventions included in this video were designed to be used with substance abuse clients. As you know, using substances damages your brain. Traditional treatment options usually focus on discussions, which uses the left side of the brain, referred to as the logic side. When you're creative and you use art, you use the right side of the brain, which is your gestalt side. So these interventions are designed to use both sides of the brain, which helps the brain recover. There is an inspirational quote by Sarah Van Breathnach that says, "Always remember that striving and struggle precede success, even in the dictionary." So that quote is applicable to everyone, but it is very well known in the recovery world. And I use that quote as the inspiration for this collage project. The clients were asked to make a collage that illustrated what they are struggling with and what they are striving for. As you can see in this collage, the client is struggling with mental strength, exercise, and depression. She was striving for harmony, flexibility, and stability. Obviously, there's more going on in here, but I am trying to just sort of show you these projects, not spend the entire time analyzing them. This next one I call the 4 boxes. Sorry about that, I couldn't find it. So this next one I call the 4 boxes. The clients are instructed to create 4 boxes that represent the following 4 phases of their life: active addiction, first day sober, today, and the future. So sometimes clients do literal representations, and sometimes they do creative ones. Sometimes they use words to describe those phases of their life. This example is a creative version of it, showing the differences in the client's eyes and heartbeat as he progressed through recovery. In active addiction, his eyes were bloodshot and he was nearly dead, only 1 heartbeat. But as the phases change, so does his heartbeat and his eye color, illustrating progression from illness to healthy. I sure hope you are enjoying some of these examples. I know the light's a little damaging here. I'm trying to cover it because I'm in one of the treatment rooms on the unit here at the Phoenix VA. This next project is called a recovery tree. The clients were instructed to create a tree to represent their recovery and to include several key items within the tree. The ground had to include their recovery models, such as AA, NA. The roots, their daily recovery activities, so maybe exercising or prayer. The trunk represented their support system, so their sponsors and their family who's going to be there to help them. The branches had to illustrate their personal strengths, such as hardworking and loyal. The leaves were coping skills they find helpful, such as meditation. The fruits were the internal benefits of recovery, such as increased self-esteem, maybe less depression. The birds were the external benefits of recovery, such as buying a car, getting a house. And the insects were their triggers that might cause them to relapse, such as old friends, old neighborhoods, or boredom. So that's the recovery tree. All right, I changed the angle just a little bit. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. This next one is called the road to recovery. And I think I'm showing you the wrong one. Sorry about that. That's coming up soon. This was his version of the road to recovery. That's why I got confused there. So he took a more creative approach to it. Sometimes people literally draw a road with like warning signs and potholes in them, but this one was really interesting to me. This particular client struggles with prescription medications, and therefore he incorporated that into his picture here. At the bottom, you can see a picture of himself, and he has removed his recovery umbrella. He's no longer doing those things. And that causes these triggers to start to rain down on him. His raindrops showed behaviors that lead him to use, such as stuffing his emotions, isolating, and being overwhelmed, as well as shutting down. And as you can also see up here, I think maybe his sky is starting to storm, and that's all falling down on him, and that's what leads him to relapse. All right, I think I have the right one this time. This one is sort of a different version of the road to relapse. It has the road to relapse on one side and the road to recovery on the other side, illustrating that they sort of go hand in hand depending on your behaviors. The client created a mountain and illustrated relapse on one side and recovery on the other side, making sure that it's really showing his true choices truly make a difference in his ability to stay sober. Our last example here, as we move on, targets the barriers one faces when becoming sober. So I call this the barrier bricks assignment. For example, clients sometimes literally draw a wall. This one did draw a wall, but he drew a creative wall. Sometimes they literally just put boxes and write things in it. He wrote on the barriers that he faces, as well as illustrating that he gets stuck in this wall when these items become too overwhelming for him. He included the barriers such as difficulty managing feelings, loss of daily structure, and self-control issues, depression, shame, and an I don't care attitude. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in your learning experience. Have a wonderful day, and try to be a little creative when thinking about interventions that help people heal.